on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Do you think you will retire as a Minnesota Viking?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what, happens at the end of careers. And I heard, I was listening to, it might've been the one with Champ where Pat P was saying, sometimes that 10-year mark, sometimes things change. Like, I don't plan on that happening, but the NFL is, it's the NFL. Like,
no question.
It's always wild. But I'll always consider myself a Viking no matter what.
Interesting there. By the way, so for the YouTube audience here, where did Pat P go? He was
I know.
He was just
got up and
he
left.
just got up and left after that question was asked. Harrison Smith just
is Harrison Smith taking time to star in a film as a porn star, like a fictional film?
Okay.
He looks like he'd be in what was that great film that William H. Macy was in?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that great adult film from '93.
No, he looks
Boogie
like
Nights?
he looks like he could be in the cast of Boogie Nights.
He does have some flow going for sure.
He's got flow
some
going,
great hair.
but it's the stash that puts him over the top.
I like the look. I think he's had many looks. He's had the shaved head look. He's had the beard, no beard.
Yeah.
That's
I think I have his phone number. I'll text him for you, Judd. I'll ask him why do you think you have a why do you have
why do you look
porn
like
star
that?
look?
Why don't you take Judd? Just send him a little video message, and Declan can text it to him, and we'll see if he can.
Don't think I'm not going to jump on this thing where for what I can get $20 for saying hi to somebody.
Oh, cameo, yeah,
cameo. I like this idea.
Yeah, would you guys? There's a question here for. This sort of feedback episode of Purple Daily where we're going to read your comments from the YouTube comment section. Would you pay Judd $30 for him to give you a cameo? Judd's looking for a reason to start this little side business here. So how many of you, what would you guys pay for Judd to send you a personalized video message?
I'd start at $20, first of all. Not 30. I'd start at 20.
I bet there's some people that would pay $100 for you.
Personalized
Don't underestimate
message.
yourself.
Personalized like birthday message us or like a hot take message. Like I'll spew whatever hot take you want for $20.
I love that. Just any hot take you want, whether I believe it or not. Any hot
who can
take.
set me up for this? I want to do this. Like,
we'll help you.
This is a great business model.
We'll help you.
This is Purple Daily, by the way, if you haven't figured it out. Daily Vikings entertainment presented by TCL. Enjoy more of what you love with TCL. It's the comments from YouTube edition. Every single week, we dive into the Purple Daily YouTube comment section, and we respond to your questions, your concerns, your praise, whatever it may be. Let's start with this one from Cindy Brandel. I would bring in Everson Griffen on a league minimum contract. He could be a rotational guy. I think he has something left in the tank. So we touched on this a little bit like earlier in the week or maybe last week. But what would your level of interest be? Everson Griffen, according to KFXN Radio, wants to come back to the Vikings. He was still pretty good as a pass rusher last year with a couple different teams. What's your level of interest, Judd Zulgad?
He called the quarterback ass on Twitter. He deleted it, but he still called him ass.
We all call him ass when he has a bad game.
Yeah, but you don't bring him into the locker room. Here's my thing is I think that Cindy might be exactly right. I think rotational-wise, he might help you out a little bit. But I would say the fact that he, before the Lions and Vikings played last year, the first time said that the head coach didn't appreciate me, and which is not that big of a deal. But then followed up with a tweet about the quarterback being ass. I would probably not make him my rotational choice. So, like, I like her point. I think the point's a good one. I just could probably find somebody else rotational wise, and
somebody ace,
somebody ass.
You find some ace.
Somebody. I'm big on ass today. I'm big on ass today for some reason. Saying it, I mean. You can actually clip that and use that against me because that's a great line. No, I'm not bringing in. Long story short,
this is Judge is just digging his way deeper into this hole right now.
I am not.
I can barely look at you right now.
Okay, my point. No, on Everson Griffen.
I'm a yes. I'm a yes. Like people are acting like, well, if you bring this guy into the locker room, dude, he was part of the locker room for like a decade.
Yeah.
You know, he's only been gone for a year. He played with Kirk for 2 years, right? So I don't know.
I called him ass.
Yeah, but can't he can come in and just be like, hey, listen, man, I'm sorry. Like I just, I had a reaction to a med that day or something. I don't think people look at him now as kind of, yeah, he's just Everson, and he just he says some things. All you got to do is just, sit in the corner of the locker room, play 250 snaps on third down. I think my biggest worry would be, and a couple people I saw commenting on this too, there's an extra game this year, 17 games. It's a grind of a season, and you don't have a bona fide right starting end right now.
Correct.
And your left end, by the way, now if Danielle Hunter can't go close to 100%, then the whole thing falls down anyways. But what you're going to need multiple guys. You're going to get injuries. You're just going to need 1,200 snaps worth of production from the right end spot. And if he can help you with that, I don't know. I think the distraction, tension in the locker room thing, I'm sure there's guys who've said the same thing to Kirk's face when he's had a bad game against the Falcons, right?
Can't you find other rotational guys to bring in? Because, he is ultimately a rotational guy. I appreciate trying to find guys that can eat snaps, but it's not like he can come in and start. So,
all right, Dex, break the tie here. Are you bringing him in?
Yeah, I'm cool on a vet minimum deal. I am. I don't think it hurts anything. And yeah, he's a brash guy, but yeah, a lot of people in that locker room know who he is, and I think he knows his role here now too. He's taken pay cuts with the Vikings before. He's been traded a few. I think he just understands how the business works, and also it just seems like he's comfortable here. That he had some problems at USC, and Pete Carroll is a big part of his life. I know Mike Zimmer's a big part of his life. I think this is the best spot for him to be in mentally, and I think it'd be a really good spot for him to be.
He also still spends time in Minnesota, right?
He still lives here.
I think he lives out in Excelsior.
And if he pops up and does something stupid, then all right, you're gone. It's not a 3-strike situation; it's a 1-strike situation with anything. If you call the quarterback ass, if you get into legal trouble, whatever it is, it's a 1-strike situation.
It was a nice run for him the first time.
Okay, that's fine.
You like that? Yeah. You like that?
Rob Burnett says, you guys are the best Vikings content on the web. Keep it up. Rob, your check will be mailed tomorrow. Thanks, you.
Rob, would you pay $25 for me to say something to you? I'm thinking this cameo of guys like Rob. Okay, Rob, it's your birthday. Would you like me to say happy birthday? Because I will.
You know what you should do? So the way Cameo works usually is you send sort of a script or bullet points to a celebrity or whoever it may be, and then they will send you a video based on those things. Like, hey, Judd, I hear it's your birthday. Happy birthday, man. Really big fan of you, whatever. But what you could do is just throw away whatever script they're giving you and just deliver a sports take.
Yes.
Whatever your script is, that's fine. And if it's your birthday, that's cool. You can celebrate your birthday, but Judd's just going to give you a sports take. For.
It would be very unique. But I'm just wondering, Rob likes us already, so why would Rob cut me a check? I'm curious.
How much would you pay?
You like that?
Judd?
You like that?
C. Ruff says, please, more stories about Brad Childress. He's a guy you love to hate. Do you have a Brad Childress story?
I'm gonna have to give that some thought. Tahi.
What was the game where he told you that he was going to drink a glass of vodka the size of Judd Zulgad's head?
Oh, it was.
What game was that after?
It was the Monday after they played Detroit in the year. It might have been 2008. It was the first time that he had gotten the team into first place, and it was just during the season. I think they beat Detroit at the Metrodome or something like that. And the next day, I'm like, did you take any time to reflect on the fact that you got that at the end of yesterday's games, your team was in first place for the first time with you as head coach? And that's when he said, yeah, I had a vodka the size of your head. There's a lot of Childress stuff. The thing in Carolina with Favre where he was going to lift him, and then Favre came out. So Childress spoke, and it was a Sunday night game. So everyone was on deadline, and Childress did his thing, and then Favre did his thing. And that's the one where Sage, in retrospect, told us that Favre's like, I'm going to tell him. And Sage's like, no, you're not going to. And he's like, yes, I am. And I asked Favre, I said, we saw that thing on TV where you pulled away from Brad. It was obvious something was going on. He's like, he was going to lift me. And that's when, God bless him, Tom Powers, at the time a columnist for the Pioneer Press, went into the Vikings locker room and basically tried to find Childress to tell him what Favre had said, and Childress melted down, and that's where Brad was in a towel, I guess, running around the locker room.
Tom Powers found Brad Childress in a towel?
Yeah, he had just showered.
Wow.
And he was walking through, and keep in mind, unlike the home locker rooms, the visiting team's locker rooms are really small. They're not nice.
Yeah.
So you can't really hide like you can at home. So Powers, because he had filed his column and didn't have a deadline again, like we did as beat writers, especially if you were the lead beat writer at the time, guys. So Powers goes in, finds Childress. I think he tells him, at least that's what I've been told, tells Childress what Brett said. And Childress is like running around the locker room trying to find Favre because he's livid that Favre, pardon the pun, exposed him as far as what he was going to do. And
I'm just trying to envision like angry Brad Childress, his little mustache, in a towel, no shirt, just running around.
Well, you think about you think about the stories we don't know probably about the behind the scenes between Brett and Brad. It would be great. I would have loved to have those documented.
Yes, I would.
You like that?
Love that as well.
You like that?
We do have it looks like a Packer fan infiltrating the Purple Daily YouTube comments here.
Declan.
I just want to say to this Packer fan, looks like you're going to need some insurance at that quarterback position. All right.
Nice.
Just really unpredictable. And Federated probably can't help you. I don't think they work with football teams, but there's a full list of industries, federatedinsurance.com, where auto services, woodworking, retailers, wholesalers. So Federated Mutual Insurance Company provides protection services tailored to your business's needs. Very customizable. A lot of smart people. Company's been around since the early 1900s in Owatonna, Minnesota. Federatedinsurance.com. And remember, at Federated, it's our business to protect yours. So Packer fan Alex Kelly says, the irony of these jokers making fun of Packers fans for wanting to boo Aaron Rodgers at a Bucs game, yet they sit and trash their own starting quarterback. Literally can't go one episode without whining about Kirk. Let me step in here real quick and just say, and I'm going to speak slowly to the Packers fan here, Alex.
Oh boy.
Okay?
We don't insult people on this show, Phil.
Well, we insult Packer fans on the show.
I kind of insult people.
Declan's
This is a Packers fan.
Declan's a Packer fan, FYI.
Yeah.
This is in no way an apples to apples comparison, okay? And just to further explain for the Packer fan, apples to apples would mean you're comparing one thing that's similar to another so that the comparison makes sense. In the case of you guys, 42% of you, according to the Fan in Milwaukee's poll, said that they're going to boo Aaron Rodgers if he shows up to a Bucs finals game. So nearly half of Packers fans are actively trying to drive one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time out of the state and away from the franchise. What we're doing here in Minnesota, and we do it more on Purple Daily than probably any other media person or entity, we're looking at a career 500 quarterback and wanting more out of him. We want him to be what Aaron Rodgers is to the Packers, even though that's not a realistic expectation. So this is in no way an apples-to-apples comparison, but I would expect nothing less from a Packers fan. That's all I have to say about that.
Wow. I would like to say this. Aaron, feel free to attend game 3 between the Suns and Bucks, because Milwaukee/Wisconsin sports fans now can boo Budenholzer, who they already can't stand. Middleton had a terrible game. Holiday did. So, like, you're now 4th or 5th on the boo list. Don't worry about it. Feel free to sit courtside. Yeah. And when in doubt, if they show you on the big screen, slam a beer, because in Wisconsin, that turns them immediately.
Yeah. No, they'll get very, very excited.
Well, he can't slam a beer. Rodgers, he can't. He's pretty bad at it.
I would actually, if I'm him, I'd go full heel at this point. I would just be sipping a glass of red wine when the camera cuts. Just
pinky out.
Sipping a glass
with like some California grape and like grapes.
Yeah.
Like California grapes, California wine.
Or maybe a can of Purple Crush like he did.
What if he showed up?
Awesome.
What if he showed up courtside in a Broncos jersey?
Oh, God.
Be amazing. One of the old school ones, an Elway jersey, so it's not full troll. It's just like, hey, I'm just paying homage to one of the great quarterbacks of all time. Love me some John Elway.
Tarkington jersey, Tarkington Vikings jersey.
Michael Harrington says, nice shirt, Judd. Enjoyed admiring it over the last 7 episodes of Purple Daily. Give that washer and dryer a rest, laundry man. That's the position no one at Purple Daily is talking about.
Hold on a second. I got it right here.
Have you been wearing the same shirt?
No, he's got it. Do you keep your clothes in your office?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why?
They're right by me here.
Wait,
it's my room.
All of your clothes are in that separate room?
Yeah. They're in my room. Like, this is my room. I'm in my room right now.
Okay.
But anyway, the shirt that he's talking about, and Dex will appreciate this. It's not a shirt. It's a pullover hoodie type of deal.
Okay.
And when I come into the studio, which I've been up until today, this week,
It can get
as
cold in there.
Dex will attest,
Oh.
it gets cold.
It's
So
freezing
like,
in here.
So like that shirt is never, but I'm not wearing that shirt against my body. I've got t-shirts on.
But
So
you're
like-
wearing, but you're whenever
I wear
you're
the same
cold in
shirt
the
all-
studio, you're just wearing. You're like a cartoon character. You're like Peter Griffin. You're just
Hoodie-wise-
always wearing a green shirt
Hoodie-wise, I almost
or a white
al-
shirt with green
I
pants.
wear
Yeah,
I wear the same clothes that aren't like this shirt, okay? But like hoodies, sweatpants, shorts all the time.
Yeah.
I was once compared by a friend to a Ken doll
Well,
because
you're like
I come like the Judd.
you're like if
Extreme.
you're like if Ken stumbled into like if Ken was down on his luck and stumbled into a hardcore drug habit
A
for 8
Judd
years.
doll.
No, but the
Turns into
Judd
a
doll,
Judd.
but the Ken doll has like an outfit or two, right? That was his point.
Does he have a second outfit?
I don't know, but my point is I've got outfits that I wear, much to the chagrin of my wife.
And a pink Cadillac.
I basically wear the same
My
clothes. I wash my clothes constantly, so I do wash them a lot. But as far as that goes, I've got a black hoodie, I've got my gray one, which I've worn quite a bit, and I've got like a blue one. And I mean, yes, those are what I wear in my rotation.
I love it. I'm not here to.
Oh no, but I'm not defending myself. I'm just saying that
Michael's
this,
throwing
Well, it sounds like
stones,
he's
man.
defending
but Michael's point is a good one, and that shows. And Michael, thank you very much. How often he tunes in.
Mhm.
And I would far rather be slightly insulted, if that's an insult, which I don't take it as, than to have Michael be like, well, I just watched the show once this week. Michael consumes the show. And Michael, I would like to say this right now.
This is way too long now.
If I could do anything on Cameo, that would cause you to send me $20, you just tell me what I can do.
I have to include this in the bio now that this has gone so long.
This
Judd's
is like
shirt
this has now been
kerfuffle.
like a 5-minute chunk of the show now. I'm here for it.
For you guys.
Doug Kaiser says, okay, so we're gonna do a full episode on Kirk and garbage time, and Doug and other people are taking issue with us saying that 1-5 as a record means that the games are garbage time after that. He's saying if you're 1-5, isn't the pressure on even more if you're a quarterback in a team, knowing that if you continue to be so terrible, you're gonna get fired or benched? What do you think?
No,
I think the
not.
pressure, because it's like now no one cares about you anymore. Yeah. No one's expecting it. The expectations have gone away.
Yes.
And therefore the pressure has subsided. That's the way I view it.
Yes. And keep in mind, if you didn't get benched during that Falcons loss, you are not going to be benched ever during the course of the 2020 season. So I see what he's saying. And maybe in some instances, if Kirk was a third round draft pick in his second year starting, he might have been benched. Kirk Cousins had no fear of being benched. And when you dial down the pressure on Kirk gets better.
Yeah, and listen, we will attempt as best we can to prove this one way or the other. Like I'll go in and do a bunch of digging and parse out basically his career as a Viking. And we'll do an episode next week and answer the question, is Kirk a garbage time quarterback? It's probably sort of a gray area answer. But I feel like if you're 1-5, what's more pressure when you're 5 games above 500 and you're fighting for playoff relevance and you're a Super Bowl team? Like that's pressure. Expectations are high. Or 1-5 and now it's like, well, no one cares anymore, right? Some of his best games have come after debacles where people are like, out. Now we're out. Oh, the Giants are coming to town. Now I'm going to throw for 300 yards, right? So we'll do the episode.
And if there's pressure that you might get benched, then he's right. But Kirk was never going to be benched.
Yeah.
So the pressure is basically gone, and you can play, as they say, loosey-goosey.
Benjamin Nelms says Sean Mannion's bat signal would actually just be a giant clipboard in the sky. I like
it. Or a Vikings baseball hat.
A Vikings baseball hat? Oh, because I get it.
Backup quarterback
on the sideline. Yeah.
Carry clipboards and wear baseball hats.
Yep. Josh Satram says, what I remember from when Favre played is the report from Adam Schefter that Favre has put a schism into the locker room. Yeah, But weren't Vikings players mocking that report openly? Yes. Oh, it's a schism. There's T-Jack. Yeah. Like they were literally mocking that while reporters were in the locker room.
So there were a few guys, I think, who defended and liked T-Jack. But to say that there was a schism, but to say that there was a schism was absolutely ridiculous. And I've told you guys the story at the next combine, which would have been 2000. So it would have been February of 2010. That's the one where we were talking to Ziggy, who had dropped in the press room, and we walk out and Schefter was there or something. And Wilf, in a very uncomfortable but hilarious exchange, said, something like, "Here's your schism."
Well, that could be
To Schefter. It was
Here's-
wildly.
Did he point to like his middle section? Here's your schism, or did he just?
It was wildly uncomfortable.
I got your schism right here.
I'll tell you this right now. There was at the time, and I won't say the name because I don't want to expose this, but there was an ESPN employee at the time who was not real high on Shefty and thought that was the greatest thing he had ever heard.
Wow.
Because Wilf was basically trying to embarrass Shefty. And that was one of Shefty's. That was a really weird thing to go with, though. I don't think he'd go with that now.
No, he doesn't whiff very often. And I don't think he was quite as solidified then. He was new to ESPN. It was the first time he had been away from the NFL network, like built-in sort of feed of sourcing and stuff, right?
Exactly.
So one more here from Pulford Skoll. He says, write this down. Declan will have at least 3 different girlfriends before the Super Bowl this season.
Good Lord. Girlfriends. Girlfriends, that's a commitment. Like I was just talking to someone about this the other day. Like the boyfriend, girlfriend, that is a commitment label. Like I haven't had a girlfriend in 5 years. Like I don't commit to that until like I know it's serious. I'm just
Are we
saying.
getting closer right now?
Okay, hey, ladies of Purple Daily, all right? How much would you pay for Declan on Cameo to give you 60 seconds of charm? Just pick up lines and everything. What would you pay? 30 bucks?
I think other people would pay to watch me do that. I don't think it's me specifically. I think other people just kind of want to see that. Judd, I think ball's at midfield. I think the ball's at midfield.
Okay.
Ball's at midfield.
Don't take a knee.
No, I go for it. I go for it on 4th down. We'll be fine.
What does that even mean? I go for it.
I'm not Denny Green. I'm not punting the ball and going to overtime.
No, he took a
I'm
knee.
just saying I'm going for it.
I think they were at the 35. He took a knee.
I'm going to stop this thread before someone makes a red zone joke. All right, that's Purple Daily with Mackey and Judd here. Daily Vikings Entertainment. And as always, we appreciate you guys and the community that you've helped us build through podcast and YouTube, scorenorth.com. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay.